I've been coming live in the using my friend's StreamYard, but today we had to do a Zoom, so I had to really switch. So I came in this format today. But today we had to do a Zoom, so this technology stuff. So I couldn't schedule a live on YouTube while I was on Zoom because if I use StreamYard, for those of you who do this kind of stuff, when you schedule StreamYard as a live right here, it takes over the camera. It takes over the camera. So I couldn't be on Zoom at the same time when it's scheduled. Anyway, I'm here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I do this anytime. It's 3:14 a.m. in Virginia, USA. If you're seeing for the very first time, I'm Sherifa Nakalema. I'm very passionate about the topic of making money or being financially okay. But then recently, I turned 58 years and I'm into health too. So I mixed it with health. Now, this topic today, I'm saying respect your body. What you eat, what you drink, I call it motivation because I want to motivate you to think, to rethink how you eat, what you eat, because or what inspired this video or this live. Okay, we are covering, before I tell that short story, we are covering 4 areas, and I'm not an expert, but I did some research. Diseases linked to what we eat and what we drink, effects of food or drinks on your body, like body parts. Then I'm going to go through like the head and toe. We call it what to avoid and what is recommended. Like you see. And then number 4, the last one, I'll do a summary. Okay? So welcome, welcome. We are talking body. Body. The Americans say body. Body. The way they say body, you may think they are saying body, B-U-D-D-Y, but it's actually, they mean the body. God gave us only one body. So if we mistreat it, when you are younger, you don't think like that. When you are younger, for some reason, your brain, I don't know how it works. Because you could do careless things that could lead to permanent damage of your body, okay? Like what you eat, what you drink. So we're going to go through a summary. I'm not getting it from my brain. I have it here. I did some research and I have it right here. So I'm not a doctor, but when I say these things, please think that God gave you only one body. You have 2 eyes, 2 ears, that's all you got. So if you lose any one of them, it's gone. They are trying to replace some things, but it may not work. So we're going to go through, or I'm going to cover those 4 areas. But this whole live was inspired by, I won't say the name, but something happened like 2 days ago. So someone I know, very close to me actually, but not here in America. I'm originally from Uganda, East Africa. I said I'm in Virginia. I'm Sherifa Nakalema here in Virginia, USA. And someone I know, close actually, I was sick. So he said he was not feeling good. So I said, what do you think is going on? Because in Uganda, for those of you who may not know, something happened. There is a lot of malaria. People, in fact, have to use what? They have to, what do you call them? Nets, mosquito nets. So if you don't cover yourself in a net, you could get into this hospital. If they bite you, the mosquitoes, you may end up in a hospital. So I said, maybe it's the mosquitoes. Go check. So he went. It's a he. I won't say the name. But then he said, I don't have malaria. But they said, I have. Guess what? Typhoid. Ever heard of typhoid? I don't think in America here they have typhoid. I don't think so. Because the only thing I know about typhoid is that when you have typhoid, it meant you drank water that was not boiled. If you're an American, they talk about boiling water, you may not understand it because they don't boil water. Their water is clean. But over there, the water, if you don't boil it, it has some germs. So anyone who's preparing things to eat, you have to boil your water. So I said, that's a disease to do with boiled water. Do you remember drinking any water that wasn't boiled? He said, oh, I think I drank some juice. I bought some juice. Because even when you are buying juice in Uganda, you have to ask, although they lie, right? But you ask, did you boil the water? If you don't trust them, don't drink it. Guess what? Was sick with typhoid, down, heavy. This is a bad disease, but it's also, I'll say, it's a sad disease because you know that, okay, it's risky to drink water that's not boiled or drink things you don't know where they came from. That's why I said, respect your body, what you put in. What you put in is what makes your body. People who study foods, who know about what we eat and drink, they say their body changes. They say every 30 days that the body can change. I don't know if that's true, but you can go check it. It changes according to what you're putting in. If it's good, it changes for the better. If it's bad, it changes for worse. So he became very, very sick, very, very expensive to go to the doctors and stuff. So, and I said, that's the thing that could be avoided because if you don't drink unboiled water, you don't get typhoid. Okay, so it's inspired this video. I said, I'm going to talk about food and drink. In this season, when I'm talking about, sometimes I come and talk about working out and all that. I said, let me talk about it. I don't know what YouTube is going to do with this message because I'm mixing in money and food and eating. Welcome. So I said, let me go make it a topic so each one of us gets to think. You know, me growing up, for some reason, I never thought much about food and eat because I don't know why. I'm never a food person. That's what I say. I don't never liked food that much. I was in boarding schools and we grew up in the meantime. There was no food. We were struggling. So I don't care much about food. If I drink tea, and I'm good. If I eat a meal a week, I'm fine. Even here in America, it's not a big deal. So I never worry about the things. But now it's time to worry about them. Okay, let's go. The number one, diseases linked to what we eat or drink. I'm going to list here. Please, if you could get a pen and paper, I researched this. I'm not a doctor, but I researched. Maybe you're going to learn something. Welcome. Oh, Caliban in the house. Who else in the tour agency? Welcome. This is really early, 3 a.m. Who comes live at 3 a.m. anyway? Diseases directly linked to what we eat and drink. Please pay attention. We have only one body. You lose it, you're in trouble. So, what we can prevent, let's do that, okay? Type 2 diabetes. They say it's caused by excessive sugar and refined carb intake leading to insulin resistance. You could watch this again. I'm sorry, it's not. I don't know if they put transcript on the because of my accent. You may not understand the words I say, but that was type 2 diabetes. How about number 2? They have numbers here: heart disease and hypertension. We have that in my family. I tell those stories. I'm not going to tell those stories now. High blood pressure is linked to high salt. That one I testified to. Trans fats and saturated fats intake. The salt is dangerous for your heart, too much salt. Obesity is linked to consuming more calories, especially from processed and sugary foods, than the body can burn. So we become fat. Number 4, non-alcohol. Number 4. I was talking about obesity, right? Liver disease. They're talking about liver disease, but they said non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. I didn't know about this one. NAFLD. See, we are learning things. That this one is caused by excess fat buildup in the liver, often from poor diet and sugar drinks. I think sugar drinks are dangerous. How about number 5? Cancers. They said some cancers. Certain cancers are caused by diets and high in processed meats, ready meat, and low in fruits and vegetables. See, a link to colorectal and stomach cancers. How about number 6? If I don't pronounce them right, please. I'm not a scientist, a doctor or nurse. Osteoporosis is number 6, the disease. is caused by insufficient calcium and vitamin C or vitamin C, no, D, vitamin D. They say vitamin D from poor diet, weakened bones. Ooh, I need to read this again. Osteoporosis, it's a disease of the bones, right? It's caused by insufficient calcium and depending where you are, British, they will say vitamin, American will say vitamin D from poor diet, weakened bones. So I don't know how this English was written, but it's about bad diet. It weakens your bones. Disease number 7 is dental. Wow. Cavities, gum disease. Whoa. You see, our teeth. These are caused by, see, if you want good teeth, excess sugar and acidic foods, drinks. Wow. See? Excess sugar. I remember when I first came to America, now I'll tell a short story. I was drinking a lot of, if I said they could sue you, when you said the food, Oprah was sued for saying meat is bad, she was taken to court. I won't say the name, but it was a drink. I drank it a lot. My goodness. Within like 1 month, my teeth were bad. Because I had before I came to America, I'd gone to a dentist, my teeth were all good. I come here in 1 month because I drank that juice. The teeth were going bad. I said, what's this? I never drank that thing again because I was told what caused my teeth to change. Yeah. So, excess dental, the teeth, is the excessive sugar because that drink was sweet and acidic foods. Okay? Gout, number 8, caused by high purine foods. Purine, is that how you say it? Like red meat, seafood, leading to uric acid buildup. Oh my God. Number 9, metabolic syndrome. Do you know about these diseases? Oh my goodness. Cluster of conditions, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, excess fat around the waist, caused by poor diet. Really? I thought people wouldn't have this, like, this sounds like someone who's eating well. This poor diet can lead to that? Wow, I'm learning a lot as I'm reading this. How about stroke? Is associated with diet high in salt, saturated fats, and low in fruits and vegetables. See, we need to eat more fruits and vegetables. There is they talk about a lot of strokes are happening, right? So it's to do with diet. Now, hopefully this is gonna help someone. Okay, I'm moving on. Now, I said I was talking about 4 areas. Diseases linked to what we eat or drink. I just finished that. The next I'm going to do effects of food or drinks on our body. The third one will be head to toe, like from head to toe, what to avoid and what to do to make your body better. And the last one will be just a summary or a quick summary. Okay, so, but I don't mind if no one watches this as I'm live here. I see you are there. Thank you. But hopefully it will be on the internet. Someone will land on it. It's out of concern that I'm recording this. Okay, so the effects of foods and drinks on your body. Number 1, the brain. I care about the brain. Do you care about the brain? How about? Do you care about the brain? Listen to this. If you care about the brain is affected by too much sugar. Too much sugar causes brain fog and memory issues. Alcohol slows your brain function and kills nerve cells. This is scary, right? Did you hear that? The brain, we need it. I'm going to repeat it because I'm worried about the brain. I want my brain to be good. So the brain, too much sugar leads to brain fog and memory issues. Alcohol leads to it slows brain function and kills nerve cells. But people love their alcohol. Oh my goodness. How about the eyes? I'm going to go all the way. You watch. It's going to be interesting. Eyes. Vitamin See, vitamin A deficiency, poor night vision, dry eyes. Remember, we are talking about the effects of food and drinks on our body. So, if you have poor night vision, dry eyes, and what vitamin A deficiency, they should have told us what is in vitamin A. Do you know? How about ears? You know, this, I found this to be interesting. What do you think affects ears? Who wants to try? You want to try? What do you think is food associated with good or bad, hearing? I found that to be interesting. They say too much salt. Too much salt can contribute to high blood pressure, which affects blood vessels in the ears, leading to hearing loss. What? Did you know that? I'm gonna look really. Some people, for some of you, this is basic. Me, it's not. I'm learning. I didn't know that ears affected by high blood pressure affects the ears. So loud music, that one I knew. Ears, loud music in earphones. Yeah. So it damages hearing over time. That's why when you're using earphones, actually they warn you. When you're increasing the sound, they warn you. And something else happens actually. When you listen to loud music in the ears, you start yelling. It's like yelling around people and you don't even know. Because you are used to that, it changes the way you speak. Okay. Number 4. Remember I said I'm talking about the whole body. We finished the head, we went the eyes, we went the ears. Now we are on mouth and teeth. What is bad for the mouth and teeth? Sugary snacks, acidic drinks. They lead to cavities, gum disease, enamel erosion. The other area we are talking about is skin, your skin. So the skin is affected by, dehydration, dryness, wrinkles, if you don't drink. Yeah. I'm going to come back with the summary of all this, what to do and what not to do. So what else are the effects of food and drinks on your body? The other one is too much sugar causes faster skin aging and more breakouts. I think sugar is bad. People selling sugar, I think you know that it's bad. It's like people who selling alcohol. They know it's not very good, although they continue to sell it. Okay, how about the heart? The heart is so special. We want it to be okay, right? Too much salt and trans fats. High blood pressure, clogged arteries. Lead to high blood pressure and clogged arteries. I may sound like I'm repeating myself, but I was researching different things and then I'm bringing them out. Okay, they are food, how they affect the bodies. Yeah. So how about the lungs? Smoking, vaping reduces the capacity and damages the airwaves. But do you know what? That's why I said, seriously, we need to be more careful. If we know that this smoking is going to cause all these things, so why do we continue to do it? Why? Can you tell me why? Why? We need to stop. Seriously, this is sad. How about I did the liver, right? No, the liver. The liver is affected by alcohol and processed foods. It leads to overload and fatty liver. Oh my God. How about number 9, stomach and the gut? Low fiber diet, leads to constipation, gut imbalance. Do you know that this is so common? I hear people talking about constipation. Now you know. You need fiber. We need to research fiber diets. Those are something we don't even talk about much. Fiber. I'm putting in the chat. Fiber. Yes, we need to research foods good, strong in fiber, so we can eat them. This one. Then they're saying that if you eat too many processed carbs, it leads to bloating, blood sugar spikes. How about your hands and fingers? Hands and fingers, so they're affected by nutrition deficiencies like calcium and magnesium. Oh, wow. That's interesting. You get brittle nails. Too much sugar can worsen arthritis pain in the joints. Arthritis. Yeah, we covered that a little bit. How about bones? Like bones and joints? Bones and joints in your body. Remember, I'm covering the body. How the food affects your body, right? Bone, please like it. Like, share. Bones and joints. Too much soda. Woo! Some people like their soda. Too much soda leads to weaker bones. Do you hear that one? I need to repeat it. Too much sugar, too much soda leads to weaker, excuse me, bones. Remember, we're talking about bones and joints. That's interesting. We need not to eat. Okay, they're not showing me, right? Talking about their sodas. How about excess weight? Excess weight leads to more stress on the knees and the hips. So if you want to protect our knees, I was thinking, I don't remember when I was thinking that without knees, you can't stand. Actually, if these knees are not working properly, you cannot stand. That's why people end up in wheelchairs. Please, let's take this seriously and think about this. Now it said that excess weight will lead to too much stressing the knees, so that by the time you get older, the knees are tired. Okay, see? We need to avoid excess weight. How about the legs and the feet? Remember, I'm going through the whole body. The whole body. So the legs and feet, poor circulation from bad diet, if you don't eat well, and no exercise, will lead to swelling and numbness. I know my mother, it affected my mother like that, because when she couldn't walk, she got that numbness and the swelling. Yep, it's a very sad situation actually. So what else? High salt diet leads to puffy feet and ankles. Oh my goodness. I think the conclusion here, this sugar and salt, they're not good for us. So number 13, the immune system, your whole immune system. Remember COVID times? COVID times taught us about the immune system. Too much processed food weakens defense against illness. And in the immune system, lack of fresh fruits and vegetables, fewer antioxidants to protect, leads to fewer antioxidants to protect the body. So we need to eat more fruits and vegetables. Okay. I said that's category number 2. I said I'm doing 4 things. I said diseases linked to what we eat or drink. I finished that. The effects of the food and drink on our body. I just finished that. I'm going to category number 3. The third, there are two more. Head and toe. The what to avoid and what's recommended. Then the last one will be body care, a quick summary. Okay? Are you listening? I hope so. This will be on. That's why I like YouTube. It doesn't matter who's watching now. People will watch it later. So this is a head to toe. From head to toe, what to avoid and what's recommended. Okay? I did some research. For the brain, avoid excess sugar and alcohol. I'm talking about what's that? What to avoid and what's recommended. For the brain, avoid excess sugar and alcohol. But recommended is foods rich in omega-3. I need to go back to the fish. Like fish, walnuts, plenty of water, and regular sleep. Woo! Regular sleep is my problem. You see, it's 3 a.m. I'm here. I'm with you. I didn't sleep. I'll sleep, but I sleep. That's my big one, actually. Because when I sleep, it's hard. I think the most I could ever sleep consecutively is maybe 4 hours. I break it down. It's like I could sleep 4 and then maybe a nap or something like that. So it's very bad. I need to change it. Okay, it's because of this international thing that I do when I'm dealing with people, international, different countries. Okay, we finished the brain, right? How about the eyes? The eyes, that one is also, I think, important. The eyes. We need the eyes, right? To avoid glasses. Assuming you don't have glasses yet. Avoid excess sugar and vitamin A deficiency. Wow. That's what to avoid. How about what's recommended for your ears? Carrots, leafy greens. You know, when they say leafy greens, they mean like spinach, like that, right? Leafy greens are blueberries, regular breaks from screens. Hey, we are on screens so many hours a day. You know, your phone is counting. It's telling you how long you've been on the screen. We are on the screens too much. So that's why my daughter gave me these glasses. You see these? She said, I need to use these when I'm on. You see that? I keep them here. Yeah, he said you're on this screen too much. You need to use the glasses. Okay, wear glasses. Ears. Avoid excess salt, loud music without protection. How about recommended for the ears? Limit salt intake, use ear protection when needed, and keep hydrated. And yes, I never thought about ears that much. How about our mouth and teeth? Avoid sugary snacks and acidic drinks. But recommended, brush regularly, eat crunchy veggies, drink water instead of soda. How about for your skin? Avoid dehydration and too much sugar. Recommended, drink plenty of water, eat fruits rich in antioxidants like berries and citrus. Okay, how about your heart? I care about my heart. For your heart, sorry. For your heart, avoid too much salt again. Trans fats, too much salt is a problem. How about recommended for your heart? Eat whole grains, nuts, olive oil, and exercise regularly. I love that one. Exercise regularly, I did today. How about lungs? For your lungs, avoid smoking and vaping. For your lungs, recommended fresh air, breathing exercises in and out, avoid polluted environments. Is that the same as fresh air? Yeah, avoid a lot of smoke around you. How about the liver? Avoid excessive alcohol, avoid processed foods. Recommended leafy greens, like I said, like spinach, turmeric, and stay hydrated. How about for your stomach and gut? Avoid low fiber, processed carbs. But what's recommended for your stomach and gut is high fiber foods like, they gave us the examples: beans, whole grains, fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi. I never heard of this one, I'm sorry. How about for your hands and your fingers? Avoid nutrient deficiencies, excess sugar. Sugar and salt are really, How about what's recommended for your hands and fingers? Foods rich in calcium and magnesium, and hand exercises. So what are hand exercises? Do you know hand exercises? Okay, how about for your bones and joints? Avoid soda and excess weight. Recommended, dairy or fortified plant milk, vitamin or vitamin D, regular weight bearing exercise. for bones and joints. So we need to lift some weights, right? Okay. How about for legs and feet? Avoid poor circulation from inactivity, and then avoid high salt. See? Recommended regular movement. They talk about 10,000 steps. Have you heard of that? A day. So if you are, they designed the other day, I was talking about it, the desk where you work while you're standing desk. They have that. And if you work the way I work here, you walk, you stand up and walk and stretch like that. Okay, so recommended regular movement, reduce salt, and elevate feet when resting. Okay, elevate your feet. I'm elevating my feet right now. Okay, so what about your immune system? Avoid processed foods, avoid high sugar. How about what's recommended for your immune system? Fresh fruits, vegetables, adequate sleep, and stress management. Don't overthink, okay? How about, so these topics, I don't know, children listening, because I'm going to talk about the last topic. I'm going to talk about, I don't want children to be listening. But for thoughts, thoughts is considered as something you put in because you decide what to think about. And thoughts are things. Ever heard of that? That thoughts can be things. I'm putting it in the chat. Thoughts are things. In fact, thoughts can become real things. Because when someone thinks of something they want to create, then they create it. There's those people who invent things, they invented the car, they invented all these things you see, they thought about them first. So in their thoughts, they're actually creating. So the thoughts you have are going to affect your health, especially if they are stressful thoughts. So let's see what they say about, that was me, but let me see what I gathered about thoughts, because it was right here. Avoid chronic stress and negative thinking. Recommended mindfulness, positive affirmations, relaxation techniques. Yeah. Thoughts can kill a person. Just thinking. Isn't that scary? Yeah. So this is the part where I said I don't want children to be here, because this whole topic is about what you put in your body. Okay? Okay, that's why I decided to talk about this. Like, especially what you put in your mouth, please think about it first, because it can lead to these diseases we're talking about. So much could happen. But do you know the part we don't think about much, maybe? But maybe we do. We do. But sometimes we get careless. The emotions carry us away. That's what I would say. If you have children, first move them. Have the kids moved? Have the kids moved? Because there is something we are careless about, but then we realize later. Those are the private parts. Because have you heard of someone saying one thing led to another? Have you heard of those stories? You see, I met this person, and then one thing led to another, and then I was pregnant. So if you became pregnant, you just met a person, and one thing led to another. What does that mean? It means you did something very careless. If one thing led to another, and you ended up having a child, becoming pregnant, because number one, you don't know this person. Number two, you don't know the person, and you just had a child with a person you don't know. Number two, it means you don't know if you got a disease. So, please, before you allow any person to connect with you like that, make sure they are tested. Testing, real testing. That's why I said we are carried away by emotions. You get with strangers, you don't even know where they have been, They're sick. They make you sick. Sometimes you could get a disease like AIDS. You die. You die. There was when I speak, I like to tell the stories, but I have one more thing left. I will give a summary. This stuff I'm talking about is important. I used to be in Uganda. Who is here from Uganda? If you're from Uganda, I used to work for Uganda Revenue Authority, and I used to be in Masaka there. At first, I was actually heading this Masaka place. There was, where we used to live, there was this guy who was the accountant of the water, national water. Do they call it national water still in Uganda? So he was the boss, the accountant. And he was happy. Family, you see, he was from the north. In Uganda, there's north and south. So he was from the north. He wasn't from around. He came because of the job. Everything was good. I remember he had a wife and a daughter. On the weekends, driving his daughter around. Happy. But when I came, I think I was here in America. Or maybe I had moved to Kampala, and then I had a story about that guy. He had AIDS. He got AIDS. And when he got AIDS, he was so shocked. He died so fast. People, when AIDS came, are people who would be shocked. They die quickly because sometimes they don't even want treatment. They don't want to tell anyone what has happened to them. They're so ashamed. But the stories that say that he got the AIDS for, actually, his wife. And I never thought that wife would do stuff like that. Now that means the wife went somewhere and got it. My point is, these things are so important. We have to be tested. Even a person you're going to get married to, there's something that happens when people get together. Like when you love someone, you tend to trust whatever they say, right? If you watch if you're from Uganda, I keep quoting Uganda a lot. If you been in Uganda, they had this play, they used to be called Indiwulira, and it was sponsored by the government to teach people about AIDS. I'll tell the story quickly, because it was about this guy who had just come back from Uganda to Uganda from UK, from the UK, I think, where he came from. According to that, it was a play. But it was sponsored by the government to teach people that you can't trust anyone just because they said they've been tested or they are okay, whatever they say, until you go together and they test you together. I think someone could even lie to you. And if there are these corrupt places, someone could even bring a result that's not theirs. So if you're going to test, go together. Let them take the blood, the two of you, on the same day, and let them bring the results together. You see what's going on. And you better trust those people who are testing inside, because they could be corrupt. So in that game, is that again? It's a play. The guy arrived, he came back, they threw a party for him, and everyone is happy. And then this girl spotted the guy, so she wanted to be with him. Anyway, it's a long story. But where it ends, just know that this guy showed the test. That, see, I was tested for AIDS. So the girl saw that, he was tested. Oh, mama, for you, at least you're healthy, whatever. Guess what? That whole story where it ends, the guy gets with this girl, and he ends up infecting the whole family. Because his mission was, the whole story, the plot of the game was, sorry, I went into this, was that the guy was mad. The guy who was coming back from the UK to Uganda was mad because he had sent all his money to his brother, and then, anyway, he was mad. So he decided to infect the whole family. He said, I started with this one, and then the next one with this one, and then I have to get to his wife, until he covered the whole family. But when he came, he showed them that he was tested. He was healthy. So they didn't know he had AIDS, but he knew he did. See? You don't trust. It's not just AIDS, it's other diseases. So when you're going to get with someone so intimate like that, please make sure you're tested. Just because you love them so much, I don't know how you love someone in one day or in a short time, but even if you love them so much, they look great, something could be going on. I spent time on that one because it's very, very important. People are they're careless with their parts, their body parts. Yeah, that one. So let's go to the last. I said I'll give a summary, okay? The summary is the summary of what I've been saying. I'm going to list it really quick. So if you don't have to, maybe I'll have time to set this video for you so you can skip it. Because if you can get to this summary, I think you'll be okay. So there are 14 points, okay? Number 1. Okay, body care, quick summary. What your choices do. That's what this one called it. Okay, we're going to go from the brain all the way I did, but quick. So for the brain, too much sugar and alcohol cause brain fog and memory problem. For the eyes, lack of vitamin A or vitamin, depending where you are, A, and excess sugar harm your vision. For the ears, high salt and loud noises can damage your hearing. For the mouth and teeth, sugary acidic foods cause cavities and enamel loss. For the skin, dehydration and sugar speed up aging and cause breakouts. For the heart, too much salt and bad fats raise blood pressure and clog arteries. For the lungs, smoking and vaping damage airways and reduce capacity. For the liver, alcohol and processed foods overload and harm your detox system. For the stomach and gut, lower fiber and processed carbs cause bloating and imbalance. For the hands and fingers, nutrient deficiencies cause brittle nails, sugar worsen joint pain. For the bones and joints, soda weakens bones, excess weight stresses joints. For the legs and feet, poor circulation and high salt cause swelling and numbness. Number 13, for the immune system, I didn't say the numbers, but I said there will be 14. For the immune system, processed foods weaken defenses. Lack of fruits, vegetables lowers antioxidants. The last one is the one I took some time on earlier, in the sexual health. Always test and be careful with partners. Protect your body and theirs. Protect each other, because you're protecting each other. For that case, I don't know what happened, the story I told about the accountant. I don't know what happened to the woman, but I felt so sad for the daughter. Because the daughter was young. So this guy going around, he used to ride a bike and put on. The girl was like 5 years, maybe 4 years. So let's be careful what we put in. Before you put it in here, think twice. Please, that person who got typhoid, now you know your lesson. Don't just drink water. You know, some people, they even lie. They package things and they didn't boil the water. So be careful. Unless you prepare it yourself, you may not trust it. Or only if it's a real big company that, well, okay, you know, the fruits are, no, the juices are processed properly, maybe. But try to be careful. Let's try to pack our own foods. I'm talking to those who go to work. Pack your own food. Prepare your food. It's expensive anyway. Get a container. Get a food flask or whatever you need to do. If you have a microwave at work, pack your food. You know you brought your food. Now we are talking about the dangers of salt and sugar. Limit it. I'm working on that. Actually, I worked on it. I don't use direct sugar and direct salt anymore. It's been how many? Since 2022. The salt I stopped since, it's been a while for salt. But the sugar, 2022, when I came to Uganda, yeah, I saw the guy injecting himself. I said, oh, that's scary. So, but the salt, there's a little salt, but I don't put salt directly in my food. And I try to eat as minimal as possible. So thank you so much for watching this. If you watched it to here, if you heard me speak this, put it in the comment. Put in a comment when you come later. Say, yes, I watched it. I'll be very, very happy because I felt very sad that typhoid is almost killing someone, yet it can be avoided. It can be avoided. If you're watching this and you're from Uganda and you watch it like this, please boil your water. When you're in USA, the boiling of water will not make sense because their water, they say, is good. Although something that's changing in politics in America, they're changing the water. So be careful too. Be careful. The water is going to be processed a little bit different. So be careful. Thank you so much for watching. The topic was what we eat and what we drink affects our body. That was just food and drink. But then I also talked about the partners. The partners will kill you. You get so excited because you say a person, they look nice, they look healthy. No, they may not be healthy. So take them to the doctor. Go together. Go together. Don't let them go test themselves. Go be there together. Let them take the blood together. Let them bring the results back to you. You know what's going on. Please be patient or you're going to cause stress. Stress, you're going to get sick. Thank you so much. Leave a comment for me when you watch it. What do you take out? I covered the whole body. What are you going to change? Put it in a comment. Thank you so much. Like I always end my messages, I say take very good care of yourself. Take a very good care of your families. Take a very good care of your health. Without health, you don't have anything. That's what you're talking about here. It doesn't matter how much money you have, my friend. Once you're sick, you're miserable. It doesn't matter how much you have in the bank. So let's take care of our body. God gave us only one. Okay? You can't have another one. They say they clone things. No, you can't have another one. So when something bad is bad, now you struggle, let's work on this while we can. Okay? Take a step to a better you. And please, if you watch it to the end, because I know it's long, I don't even know how long it's going to be, this is the live. Put in the comments that, yeah, I finished it. I'll come and find you. I'll hunt you down to thank you. Say thank you and share it with others. It's a boring topic. It's an important topic. Normally, I talk about money. If you watch me, right now you are here, I'll invite you to come to my community if you want to learn about money. We talk about making money, but we need the health too. So I'm putting a link right now in the chat for those of you who want to come and connect with me. I just put how you connect with me on school. Otherwise, watch my motivations. I've been coming almost daily. I missed maybe one day. Yeah, I was called it Sherifa Nakalema motivation. That was about health. Take yourself to a better you. Bye-bye.